Here's the number one reason why your real estate team either has failed or will fail before you even get off the ground. So many people get into the real estate team running business to leverage their time, right? Those are fancy words for saying work less. If that is your purpose, you are probably not going to make it very long. If your thought process is, I'm going to start a team, I'm going to create and duplicate what I already do, and if you're thinking about starting a team, you may have, at least hopefully, have some level of success selling houses. But if your thought is, I'm going to duplicate what I do, I'm going to bring other people along to duplicate what I'm doing, right? So we're going to do quadruple and double, triple, quadruple the amount of volume that I'm already doing, and somehow logically in your mind you're going to work less. I hate to break it to you, but that ain't gonna happen. I think circling back around to the why, just like if you're talking to your agents about their why, I think it's very important to identify your why. Why have you decided to start a team? And I'll tell you, for me, it was, I'd love to say it's to help more people in my community. And listen, I love helping people. There is no better feeling than to hand a set of keys to someone and say, here's your new home, to help someone put a massive paycheck in their pockets after selling their home. There are so many rewarding things about this industry, but to be completely honest, the reason that I started was not to work less, but it was to insulate what I was doing. So my personal why, I found myself selling homes at a very high level. My wife had come to join me, which is pretty awesome. I highly recommend, well, I don't know. If your marriage can handle it, I highly recommend that. And the reason I say that is because my wife actually kind of became a little bit of our transaction coordinator or operations manager. She covers so many things that I would have had to hire for. So, you may have to hire for that job, and that's okay. Most people do. I just, am able to keep that in home a little bit. So that works out really well. But what I realized is that, she really was not a realtor. She's not selling homes. And so I'm the breadwinner. It's fantastic that she supports me and, facilitates a lot of the thoughts that happen, inside my head. She brings them to fruition, and she's great in that supporting role. But what it dawned on me at some point was that at some point, if something were to happen to me physically, if I were to go down, if I end up hospitalized for 2 months, there's no income there. There's no one there to continue doing what I'm doing. There certainly is no salary. So for me, my why was to provide some level of stability for my family, regardless of my health. And I'm very healthy, that's fantastic, but we never know what tomorrow may bring. And so for me to be able to expand, to be able to create something that can run and operate without me, not because necessarily I want to be sitting on a beach. Don't get me wrong, I love sitting on the beach, but for those purposes of taking care of my family long term, that is my why. Now, the more I run this team, the more I work, the harder I work, the more hours I'm working, and I work far more than I did when I was just selling houses. But I do find as the team grows, as I'm able to hire people to help in those positions, that more and more I have more and more of my time back. But that took a lot of time, and that has taken a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And again, I'll say time, me investing my time, long days, constant days, no breaks. Certainly we'll take the time for vacations and those getaways. You need to do that. But the time invested is going to be far more in those early days than even what you're doing right now from a sales standpoint. So circling back around, there's really 3 questions you need to be asking yourself, and that is, why am I doing this? Who am I looking to help? Who are the agents that I'm looking to attract? Who are the consumers that I want to help? Who are the people in my life that I am doing this for, which also circles back around to the why, I think. And then lastly, how? How are you going to go about it? Are you going to be the team leader that just continues working your own business, just wants to do more of your own and create, a team of people that just support you, and you're the head of the tip of the spear, so to speak? Or are you going to be that team leader that wants to get out of production, or at least back way down from production, and lift up a team of agents to go and sell their own homes and put their own names on listings and represent their own buyers. What team do you want to create? How do you want to go about that? Are you buying leads? Are you going to try to hold a team together only working Sphere business and teaching agents how to work Sphere? Or are you going to offer something to those agents you're bringing aboard? Listen, we're not just building teams, we're also talking about what we're doing on a day-to-day basis to keep them thriving and to keep them growing. If you'd like to follow along, just hit subscribe.